teacher-student relationship, what happens, particularly here, but in general, what do you
Well, that, you know, I was telling you about my list of things Westerners find difficult. That's up there. That's also one of the top 10. Because Westerners hear this thing of, you know, guru devotion and surrender to your guru, you know, and they get this very funny kind of mind. And instead of surrendering their ego and their ignorance and their selfishness, they surrender their wisdom. And that's poison. So I think how to relate to a spiritual mentor is one of those things that really is not understood very well in the Western culture. Because many times, you know, the Asian teachers are teaching within an Asian culture where people understand what the student-teacher relationship is. Westerners, we don't have that history. So if an Asian teacher comes here and is teaching the way or giving the description of the relationship the way it was in Asia, people here misunderstand it. And we start to think, oh, I stop thinking, I listen to what the teacher says, and I just do that, and that's it. And that's not it, you know. The Buddha really emphasized we need to be intelligent, we need to be thoughtful, we need to think about things, we need to follow ethical conduct, you know. And if a teacher teaches you to do something that is not ethical, you have every right and every need to say no, you know. And so I think the relationship is about developing wisdom, not about becoming a groupie, and not about having your spiritual teacher be mommy or daddy. And I say this because at the beginning of my practice, and I only realized this years later, is, you know, I really wanted my spiritual teacher to be the ideal parent that I didn't have. You know, and so I was acting out all my rebelliousness, the whole thing on my teacher, you know, all my authority issues. Yeah. So I had a lot to work with, you know, to really come around and try and understand what this relationship is all about.
Yeah. So you said it's all about wisdom. That was the closest you came to putting it in one sentence or two.
It's about, you have to trust your own wisdom, and so that means you have to learn to discriminate wisdom from ignorance, which is not easy. Okay, because we will rationalize, justify, and do the whole thing to give our ignorance power. Okay, but we also have to recognize the wisdom that the teacher has. And that's why we select certain people to be our teachers. So not everybody who has the title teacher is a qualified teacher. Even among those who are qualified teachers, not every one of them has to be your teacher. We have to think carefully and really learn the qualities of teachers and then decide who we want to guide us. Yeah, so we really need to do great research about the teacher and not just be blind and like, oh, they have a good reputation, oh, they tell a lot of jokes and teachings, you know, I'll follow them. No, that's foolishness, okay? And so, you know, we look for the qualities of wisdom and compassion and good ethical conduct and meditative experience and, you know, all sorts of, there's a whole list in the scriptures of qualities to look for in a teacher. And we should evaluate, you know. And then we should also, there's a list of qualities that we should develop as students. And we should try and develop those qualities, yeah? Instead of automatically thinking, well, I'm the perfect student, you know, I have nothing to change.
Because I think that's controversial, not only in Buddhism, but all over the place, the idea that people argue about it, and I have an interest in that. You're saying the student has responsibility, even though they're deluded, to start discriminating between wisdom and ignorance. It's their responsibility.
Yeah.
And that's a strong statement, I think.
Yeah. And, you know, we have difficulty discriminating between ignorance and wisdom. So that's why we accept somebody as our teacher, because they can do it better than us. Okay? So we listen to our teacher, but we have to integrate what they teach into our own mind. And we do that not by accepting it blindly, but by testing it and practicing it and thinking about it and seeing if it makes logical sense or not.